magic.
Hey guys, Kongai here, and today I am platooned up with Koala Mentality, and we are on Redshire, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I like to play on Redshire. He's done a video very similar to this one, and this is kind of where I got the idea from. He just posted a video on how to play on Redshire, and we're going to be using his tactics to hopefully win this game. But this is a very special replay because not only do we have my perspective, but we also have Koala Mentality's perspective, and we're going to be using both of these to kind of learn how to play this. But before we jump into the replay, let's look and see what Koala said about playing on this map briefly.
My friend Ian in his Leopard 1 is going to move up to along this position. I'm going to draw in an orange line the positions he will be playing. He is going to be playing all these ridge lines over here and maybe amongst these buildings if he feels like it. Now I am going to be going up here and using these ridge lines. Now, you may ask, why have you gone to these positions? Well, let's have a look in our red line on where the enemies will drive from their spawn. So they're going to go beep 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 up here. Now, some enemies may also go like this. Beep 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 beep. The not so clever ones will do this. I have shots across like this, and my friend has shots across like this. What this allows us to do is control this whole area of the map very quickly.
Now he does videos like that all the time, how to play tutorials, so I would make sure, I would make sure you go check him out if you want to learn a lot of things about this game. Now we're going to do something a little bit different here. I'm actually been cutting around by the river here and going straight up to this secondary hill to spot, because this allows you to spot even more. Now, if I wasn't in a platoon, I may not do this. But because I'm with Koala here, I've decided I'm going to do this. I'm going to spot up here, and I'm going to light everyone up. I'm going to have even more vision than his setup. Well, yet again, I wouldn't do this unless I had, a good platoon mate that I could depend on, or I was in a fast enough tank to where I could run away. And if you're going to run away from this position, I would recommend you head towards the river, down to the river, and escape by the river. Let's say you don't have a platoon mate who can save you if perhaps you get rushed. If the enemy team do decide to push you out, then your team who are on the hill will probably slaughter them and you'll win anyway. So this position here is a fantastic position to get to, and if you get here without dying, then you've pretty much won the game already, as long as you don't lose the other flank too badly. With the tanks that I'm lighting up for Koala, he's going to be sitting up here, and he's going to be putting in very good side shots in. And just look at the targets getting lit up. We can spot them all the way up to the 4 line from where I am, which is really good. And he's able to give us all the assists we need. And he's just going to be allowed to farm here for quite a while, because why not? The targets are lit up. He doesn't have to worry about that flank, and we are winning the east flank. We have 2 guys who've gone east. We would lose that side 100% if our team, if we didn't set up this crossfire. And this is definitely, my opinion, one of the best things you could possibly do from the south spawn. And now we see a Panther 2 who is now going to be YOLOing me. He's driving straight towards me, and we know what's up. He's coming. He's going to be trying to fight me. But yet again, the only way he can get to me is by exposing his side and to the entirety of my team who's on that hill. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Here he's coming straight towards us, and well, he's just gonna die. I put a shell into him, Koala puts another shell into him, and then we finish him off there, and he dies. There was no hope for him in that situation. In order to kill a light tank in this position, you kind of need more friends to sacrifice throwaway to kill, or you need to be higher tier, but we are top tier, which is going to help us a lot. Now we have this T-29 here. We're just going to put shots into him, and this is exactly what I'm talking about from this position. You have shots on all these guys, and he thinks he's safe. If he pulls forward, he exposes himself to my team on the hill. If he stays there, I get to shoot him, and that's what I'm going to do now, is just put shot after shot after shot into him. May as well, there's no reason not to. We have a Jagdtiger coming up on us, and the T-29 seems to have pulled off, and so we're going to now switch our attention to this Jagdtiger, who's not even paying attention to me, and from this position, if he decides to push, guess what I get to do? I get to farm him, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Except he's not pushing forward yet. Once he does, we'll be able to do that. Back on Koala's side, the Panther 2 just goes down. We were able to finish him off, and now he's fighting this Ferdinand, who we are spotting as well, and he's going to be able to put easy shots into him. There he goes. Puts a shell into the side of the Ferdinand for 300 and something damage. I didn't catch how much it was exactly, but still. And yeah, this is all we have to do. Now we've got the Ag Tiger spotted. Hopefully he'll put some shots into him. The Type 61 spotted again. He put the blind shot in the Ferdinand. And this is before those guys have pushed. And they're going to have to push because otherwise Koala is just going to keep putting shots into them for days. Side shot, side shot. Anytime these guys try to push into my team over in the east, he's allowed to just put free shots into them. Minuteman, he has the side. Side has a lot of space down where, so Koala switches to his AP rounds. He had his heat loaded for the Ferdinand. Doesn't need it anymore. And now he's going to be putting shots hopefully into this Minuteman. But that's a tougher tank to penetrate, even for a T-54. As long as he has this guy's front, he'll be able to pen him no problem. But as soon as he goes side on, it's going to be a little bit harder. So he goes for the turret, which is actually the weaker part of the hull, instead of shooting him in the hull. And we're bouncing our shots off his side. Then Koala bounces a shell off the side. Then he aims for the back of the turret. We put one in the drive wheel, and he gets finished off by the T-29. With this side now secured, I'm allowed to go back to the other side, to where those tank destroyers are. And now they have forgotten about me, and they've begun to drive forward again. And because of that, I'm going to be able to just put free shots into the side of them. E75, nice easy shot into the side of his stock turret. We put it in, no problem there. And we're hopefully going to be putting another one in. As he's fighting our Object 430 version 2. Put another shell into him. With the Ag Tiger there, he's coming after me. But we still have Koala on the hill. He changes his mind about going after me. Which I think was the right play by him because he was about to give his side to everyone. And we put a shell in his tracks and his engine, and Koala is still just putting shot after shot into him. We put a HEP shell into him. This thing does have HEP, over 100 millimeters of penetration, and then we decided to do it in the side of the turret of the E75. I'm like, alright, if we can pen the Ag Tiger, can we pen the side turret of a stock E75? Probably not at that angle, but we tried anyway. But hey, that's a Type 61. We should be for sure be able to get 337 damage roll into him there. E75 pays attention to us, puts a shell into us. We still have the HEP loaded. Fire it off. Don't finish him off, but the equalizer does instead, and he goes down. While all this was happening, you'll see that Koala did have fantastic shots the entire time. There's a shot the Ag Tiger fired just before we shot him with the HEP shell. Then Koala finishes him off with a heat shell through the upper plate. He switches back to his AP, and now he has to pay attention to his left side. And he's got a T-29, fires a shell, hits a bump at the same time he fires, messes up his gun depression. But now he's able to, from this position, shoot people on the left, shoot people on the right if he has to. But I told him at this point I do not need help with E75. E75, I have a friend who's helping me with E75, so we should be good. So he is now focusing on this left side, making sure we win this flank, which is what he can do. My push, if I was playing solo, that I made only helps me on the right flank. This play that Koala is making right in the middle allows him to play both the right flank and the left flank. He can support me, and he can support his left flank as well. So it's very, very useful for that. He doesn't really have to worry about any side he's going to be helping, or should I say about any side falling, because he can now help both sides. So this is a fantastic play in your medium tanks for sure. My play is better, more suited, should I say, for your light tanks. This play he's making is fantastic for your medium tanks. This doesn't mean I can't help. I have speed, so I'm just going to drive and now help him on his flank. No reason not to. We have a tortoise there. We'll deal with the tortoise later. For now, there's a CDC, which is perfect for me because I carry so many HEP shells, I may as well use them on him. This way I don't run out of my APCR shells. HEP shell straight in the back of his tank, 313 damage. I now have the DPM of a T-62A, so he had better run because I'm going to rip him apart very, very quickly here. Put another shell into the back of him for 329. Koala puts one more shot, and now he's going to be a one-shot for us as we finish him off. 155 damage, and we have 4 more HEP shells left and 13 APCR. We have a Conqueror, no shot on him, so we're going to now continue elsewhere. With the CDC going down, he's now going to turn his attention to this Conqueror and make sure this guy doesn't have any endgame kind of clutch play. And he's going to start putting shots into him. Puts a side shot into him, and now he is a one-shot for him if he rolls high. He is Russian, so it could happen. No, he just rolls basically average there. But he's got Tiger 2 in front of him. Going to put some nice easy shots into him. Lower plate, easy penetration. The lower plate of the Tiger 2 is very weak, and even at this angle, he could probably go through his upper plate here, but it doesn't really matter. So from the angle the Tiger 2 is at, he stands no chance. We roll around, put a HEP shell on the side of him, finish him off, and now we're going after this E50. At the same time, Koala is putting some side shots into him, but we go down. I did not realize that the E50 had the small gun. In fact, let's go see my perspective. We have 4 HEP shells left, and we're going to be rolling straight after. I thought the E50 probably had the big gun. He does not. He has the small one, and because of that, he's got a really good reload. Put a HEP shell on the side of this guy, but we're not going to be beating the reload of this guy, and he puts another shell into us, and we get finished off now after putting one more HEP shell into the side of the E50 by the Batchat 12 ton. This is okay, though, because now we can watch the rest by Koalas. or from Koala's perspective, as he puts another shell into the E50, finishes him off, and now it's Dispatch at 12 ton, who should probably run. But he's running straight towards, and now Koala's just going to ram him. Goes for the ram, boom, easy. 230 extra damage, 322 with the shot there, and he's going to finish him off here with this next shot, most likely. Unless there's some kind of miracle, like the shell goes into the gun and fails to penetrate the gun and the hull, he's as good as dead. Now, because we're dead, Koala gets the opportunity to farm the back of this tortoise. Had we still been alive, we could have been farming with him, but unfortunately we died. He picks up the kill on the tortoise, and all that's left is the artillery. Who's going to get the pig kill? Will it be Koala? Will it be our team? The pig does fire, misses his shot, misses his one chance. Actually, he might be reloaded. He might have another chance for a shotgun here. But it's going to be close, and he has to get the full pen, otherwise Koala is going to kill him. Koala loads up his HE shell, and he has to hit him as flat as he can. He should be able to one-shot him here. This tank should have 390 health, and his HE shells, I believe, have 420 alpha. So this shouldn't be an issue, but he's running the other way, and will he get away? Takes a hit from an ally, and the shell on the move goes in and penetrates. 181 damage with the HE. That was most likely a penetration, seeing how it was the side of the artillery unit. And we do win the game. And considering how much spotting we started the game off with, you know how many tanks we lit up, I'm very, very surprised that our team didn't win by a landslide, which makes me think we probably would have lost that game had we not made the play we did. But Koala picks up over 2,000 base XP with 8,308 damage, and we have 1,667 base XP with just over 4,000 regular damage. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this duel replay. If you did, slap that like button, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go check out Koala Mentality's YouTube channel so you can learn a whole lot of things. I will leave a link in the description and a link at the end of the video, so make sure you go check him out and show him some love if he wants to do some more of this. And also go check out SpaceBANDIT. And I'll be seeing you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.